Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Provost Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Man, we still got our prayer in, Jason. We still, look, I even got you muted. You there? Hey, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2,
There
1,
we
2.
go.
There we go.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome in. We did get started on time, FYI.
Close.
No, we did. I started the stream at 7:29, so we're up and rolling.
Yeah.
Our provider overnight changed all of our settings, which I thought was comical. Although Jason was here, he didn't think that I would think it was comical.
I didn't think you were thinking it was comical there at the moment.
No, man. It's technology, you know.
It is.
Let's have some inspiration today. I want to encourage you this. If something isn't broke, don't try to fix it. How long has that phrase been going on for, Jason?
A long time. It really has.
We were having this discussion a while ago. My discussion was like toothpaste. Why are people messing with toothpaste whenever it's worked for the last, 30 years?
Or longer.
And so now they try to come out with all of these new flavors of toothpaste and new, exfoliating bubbles. Isn't that for your skin, though? They're trying to,
don't get me lying, man.
Exfoliate your gum line now. So
you know, it is what it is.
You know what it was? I'll be honest with you. This is why this morning I just had this. I knew that this was going to happen because last night, you know what I read to my daughter?
What'd you read?
Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Ham.
Did you really?
If I would have never read that book, everything would be well this morning.
Oh, come on, man.
No.
You and the Dr. Seuss bash.
I'm telling you, man, I read that. She wanted to read it. And then we get to the last 2 pages, and my son, he has the same disdain for Dr. Seuss that I do because apparently he ripped out the last 2 pages. So we got to the last.
That's funny.
And Braylon she looks at the book. She goes, Caden did it.
Caden did it.
She did. She was like,
threw him under the bus.
Threw him under the bus, looked at it, said, Caden did it. And I was like, great. My son has the same non-liking to that book that I do.
It is what it is. You know, the other day.
Why did she pick that?
The other day we were going through some stuff, and I just happened to come across some Dr. Seuss books, and the first thing that pops in my mind is Rob.
No, you keep that garbage away from me, man. If you've never watched this show before, you'll have to go back and watch several episodes ago to understand
that Rob
why.
does not like Dr. Seuss.
No, there's just something that it messes up in my brain. And this has been an ongoing battle now for quite some time. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So,
Okay.
Well, hey, welcome in. We do want to welcome you as we get rolling this morning. Our streaming provider decided overnight they were going to change all of our settings, and that was a lot of fun this morning. We are here, episode 387. I believe Terri Coleman will be with us. I hope she didn't go to the old studio. She's been over here to the new one before, though.
I have no idea.
So Terri Coleman, our real estate expert, joining us this morning. She'll be here a little bit later. And we're rocking and rolling. Big shout-out, Paul Oley. Paul, man.
We love you, Paul.
Yes, we do. Your magic touch
here.
pulls us through. Terri Coleman is here, so we'll have her on in a little bit.
She's all dressed up nice for such a rainy day.
Oh, yeah. We needed some sunshine today, and not only Miss Molly brought it first, and now Terry's bringing it here to the show.
She is.
We're thankful to have that. We do get rolling, though. Big thank you, as always, to Elliott Herzlich as well of Elliott's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. Go visit my good friend, Elliott Herzlich, who has always given back and taken care of this community. We appreciate him very much. We also want to give a big special thank you, of course, to Guardian Defense and Jason Thompson and the Thompson family. We would not be able to bring you this show or the uplifting content that we have throughout the week on our website. And I keep reiterating that to folks, that it's not just this show. I've had some people talk to me about the show and said, hey, we love the show, we like watching, but I want to remind people it's more than that. It's the website as well, where we're getting now sometimes up to 400 or 500 people a day viewing the website. And so awesome. there's a lot of promotion on there. And the reason I bring this up is because when you see guys like Jason on a Tuesday, we had Walker County yesterday, Kay will be with us tomorrow from Tomorrow's Promise, FBC on Thursday, and, of course, Billy Cawthon and Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home on Friday, and then we have Magnolia Kennel. Also, guys like Sam Moak, many people helping us to deliver this platform, and it's because of them that we can keep all that content on our website free. And you don't have to subscribe to anything, and we try to get at least 5 articles a week up there about different things in the community. University sends us some things about what's going on, the city, but then we come up with our own stories to highlight. Once a week, I try to do a little featured section as well, highlighting somebody in the community that's done something great. And so we appreciate that. So make sure you visit the website at hellohuntsvilletx.com as well. But again, we are rocking and rolling here this morning. Hey, before we really dig into it today, Jason, I've heard it's an important day today, right?
That's the rumor. I mean, unless you've had your head buried in the sand for the last few months.
For the last, 4 years, 8 years, 12 years.
Well, however long, today's a really important day. So, guys, get out and vote if you haven't voted yet.
Go vote. Luckily they said there was record turnouts for early voting, the most that they've ever had. But if you haven't voted yet, plenty of time.
We haven't voted yet because my wife's been a little,
botched up.
Well, botched up.
Poor Denise.
Goodness. Battling foot issues. She kind of got a taste of what I went through. And so we're going to go vote this morning. That's our thing.
Great. Well, hey, and if you need help voting, maybe you can't get out. I do this every year. No one's ever taken me up, or every 4 years.
Yeah, if somebody needs a ride,
call us.
You need a ride, call us.
Yeah, we'll pick you up. I used to do that with my IT company. In fact, when I had my IT company, we did it twice over 14 years, where we had folks who just couldn't get out of their homes. And so this morning, if you need a ride over to the storm shelter, just reach out to us here.
Or wherever you have to vote, because it's not just at the storm shelter.
Wherever you got. Well, I'm going to say the storm shelter because I can't drive all over the place. So if you need to vote, I'll take you to the storm shelter. Jason will take you wherever you need to go. Some people, I was talking to Jason, and if they did the early voting, they live outside of the Richard Shiro area, but it's in Montgomery County. They would have had to gone all the way to Conroe. So they usually wait till the election day because there's a polling place right at the end of their road, but it's not for early voting.
Right.
So otherwise they got to go to Conroe.
It's like ours, it's between where we live in town. So it's not a big deal to go vote there.
Yeah. And I still laugh whenever folks get all bent out of shape over, it takes 10 minutes to go from here to there. And I'm like, man, that's nothing. In Georgetown back in the day.
Go live in Austin.
Go live in Georgetown, back where I used to live. And it literally used to take me 10 minutes to go from my house on one side of the town to my mom's house. Now that ends up being about a 35-minute, 40-minute drive, which is absolutely ludicrous.
Right.
So enjoy the 10-minute travel times here in Huntsville, and we pray that those never change.
Well, they probably will eventually, but let's hope not.
Yeah. we do have something special I put together this morning, and just a little patriotic as we honor this day and a day for democracy. We don't get political on this show, but I do want to play this because it's something that I really enjoyed putting together. And listen to the voices and listen to some of the messages here as we relive a little bit of history this morning as we honor our nation on Election Day.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We have used it in order to shorten the agony of war, in order to save the lives of thousands and thousands of young Americans.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
At times, history and fate meet at a single time, in a single place, to shape a turning point in man's unending search for freedom.
I have never been a quitter.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
We know what works. Freedom works. We know what's right. Freedom is right. We know how to secure a more just and prosperous life for man on earth.
Let us let our own children know that we will stand against the forces of fear. When there is talk of hatred, let us stand up and talk against it.
I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
I just wanted to put together a little montage of some famous quotes from many presidents, from going back to Truman, from some of the earliest recordings. I think Truman was one of the first, and LBJ was in there, all different sides too. You know, I don't care what side you talk about. Every president had at least one point. So every president had some sort of a quote that stood. I think the one for me, Jason, and I'll ask you, and I want to ask our audience this morning to engage with this as well. To me, you know, obviously I was born in the early 80s, so I knew of Reagan as my president, you know, when I was like in kindergarten, first grade. That was the first presidential quote that I knew of was Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. For many, it was Kennedy. But the one that really stands out to me, because it was one of the most significant events that we ever had, at least in my lifetime, was 9/11. And when George Bush was there and in the midst of the rubble, and he was standing there with the gentleman from the fire department in New York, and he had that bullhorn. And I went back and watched a documentary years later, and he had no idea that, you know, obviously he didn't prepare for that.
Right.
And there was that guy that shouted. He had the bullhorn turned the other way, and a guy shouted, "Hey, we can't hear you." And he goes, "I hear you." And then the crowd started cheering. And he goes, "I hear you." And the people that knocked these buildings down will hear from all of us soon. And I think at that moment, and the reason I mention this, I think at that moment, this country was united more than I've ever seen in my lifetime. In that, moments after that speech.
But I miss 9/12. 9/11 was a horrible, tragic event. I can tell you what I was doing when all that went down. But the amount of togetherness in the whole country was united on 9/12. You couldn't buy an American flag from any store in this country, and that's all you saw across this whole nation. And that's where we need to be.
Want to encourage you, get out and vote. You know, I know all of us have ways that we want to vote, and vote for whoever you think is going to lead this country the best. We all have our own thoughts on who that is, but the bottom line is go out and exercise that freedom to vote and find ways to get along. You know, we may not know. I don't think we're going to know tonight at midnight. I don't think we're going to know who the next president's going to be. I truthfully don't. I think it's going to be several days.
It probably will because of, they got to count votes and they got to make sure. You never know.
And there's been, already, and I say that we don't talk politically on the show, but this is the day of politics. I mean, it's the voting day. But there's already been, I think that what we're going to possibly see, and I hope not, but they've already had, court orders in some counties in Pennsylvania where they are now finding thousands of fraudulent votes. And, we just want a fair election. We want a fair election. And Jason Bay, I was talking to Pastor Bay yesterday, and we were chatting about this, and I love Jason so much because he says, Rob, he says, no matter what, and I've talked about it on this show before, but he said, no matter what, God's still on the throne. He was on,
he brought that in the message on Sunday.
And I think that's such an important message. And I wanted to read this. I put this on Facebook this morning, a reminder for today. And Psalm 47 verse 8 reads this: God reigns above the nations, sitting on his holy throne. Did you hear that? God reigns above the nations. And so no matter who's elected today, we want our leaders to do a great job, and we want to see this country to where people can just get along. And I think that's the biggest thing. And you hit the nail on the head going back to 9/12. Think about that moment, and how can we get back to that moment? We don't want to get back to
turn the TV off.
Yeah, and we don't want to get back to that moment through tragedy.
No. And we can get to there if we all work together. We really can.
Yeah, one of those ways is for technology companies to quit changing up their stuff the morning of a show. So
that would be a good start, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Restream, if you can hear me there, let's help everybody get along by not changing your technology overnight without a warning, by the way.
Yeah.
So, hey, we got a good show lined up today. Terri Coleman, our real estate expert here on Hello Huntsville, joining us. I also want to hear a little bit about her adventure. She got to go witness something that I've always wanted to witness, and it's the changing of something. And I'll let her chat about that as well. She also has some great things that she wants to chat about with us, keeping us up to date on all the good things happening in the real estate world. A lot of houses and homes for sale here in this community, and a lot of people buying homes.
I like her new thing that she does, the sneak peeks.
Yeah, we've been putting those too. If you follow us, we want you to follow Terri Coleman on her Facebook page. But if you also follow us on Hello Huntsville, you will be able to see those Wednesday sneak peeks as well. Well, hey, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll have Terri come up with us. I am giving away a Cafe Texan gift card today, and all you've got to do is text in the keyword. That keyword is...
Ooh, let me text.
What is the keyword?
Rain.
Rain, that's right. Did I have
rain.
Did I have a graphic up for that? No, I didn't. The keywords... I thought I did
yesterday.
Yeah.
You had it up yesterday.
It was on Facebook. Yeah, the keyword is rain. I don't have a video for it this week, but the keyword is rain, RAIN, and all you got to do is text in rain along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line.
Hopefully we have enough rain that we don't have a burn ban.
Yeah, hope so. Text that in on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, 936-339-0139. That is the number to text in. This morning, we've got a $25 Cafe Texan gift card coming your way. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. As always, our Tactical Tuesdays brought to you by All Things Personal Safety. It is our friends at Guardian Defense. We'll be back in a moment. Visit them online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. Stay with us.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, But combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
40 Days USA.
40 Days of Prayer for Our Nation.
Please join Kathy Branzell, author, president of the National Day of Prayer Task Force, and founder of Fellowship and Christian Encouragement, as she prays for God's will to be done in the 2024 election.
40 days.
Lord, we thank you for those that you set in authority. We thank you for government. And Jesus, we thank you that government sits on your shoulders. We pray right now for the men and women who are seeking to serve and for those who have served for a long time. Lord, we pray over their heart, soul, mind, and strength that they are continually seeking your face, your authority, your word, your will, your ways. We pray your kingdom come and your will be done in our nation today. Amen.
Join us as we pray for our nation by going to 40daysusa.com to receive the 40 Days USA prayer guide and other free resources. That's 40daysusa.com.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Braylon, say, this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
Hello, rain. Waking up this morning as you get rolling today. Thank the good Lord for the rain. We needed it, and more of it is on the way. 63 degrees today. Thunderstorm, light rain in the vicinity. Tonight, partly cloudy, 56. We're going to get a break tomorrow, mostly sunny and 76 before more rain comes back into the forecast through Friday. We'll also have rain through the weekend. Veterans Day, though, on Monday, looking beautiful. The high of 78 and sunny. So, again, we are so thankful, even though my roof is having some leaking problems, but that's okay. We're getting it fixed next week, and I want to give a special shout-out to my buddy Jared Hathorn over at Texas Signature Roofing for coming by yesterday, sending a crew, and they did their best in the middle of the rain to patch up some of it, and it's kind of hard to get all of it when it's actually raining, but they got a big chunk of it yesterday, and then my buddy from Castle Rock Construction, Brian Croton, going to come over next week. He's on vacation this week, so
I noticed.
Can't get Brian out there to fix the house when he's cruising. So
he's cruising.
Yeah, but that was so nice of Jared Hathorn. He's one of our sponsors for New Waverly, and he saw a post. He goes, man, we'll come over there and fix that. And I said, well. And I said, what do I owe you? He said, don't worry about it. I said, well, I'm going to give you some promotion on Hello Huntsville for that. So Texas Signature Roofing, by the way, if you're looking for a new roof, that is Jared Hathorn in the New Waverly, Walker County area. Wonderful, wonderful man, and he does great work. And we certainly
we
appreciate
don't have
him.
a roofing company in WCRC.
There you go. Maybe Jared Hathorn will join.
Maybe he could, spare an hour a week and come join us.
That's right. Well, hey, we are excited. Our real estate expert, there's no other expert except our expert here on Hello Huntsville.
She is the real estate expert.
She is primed and positioned to be in that spot, and nobody does it better than our friend Terri Coleman. Terri, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's been nice.
It's been a little bit. You've been on.
It has been a little bit.
Some travels, but before we get started, we have something special.
Yes.
Terri always has something for us here. Terri, what do you got for us?
Well, whether you need to borrow a cup of sugar or have some real estate questions, I'm your next door agent.
There you go. Some of that shug's what we call it.
That's right.
Some of that shug.
That younger generation doesn't even understand what we're talking about on that.
No.
I got to come up with something else.
No, I like it. It's all right. Well, Terri, good to see you today.
Thank you.
I want to talk about some of your adventures. We're going to dig in a little bit about the Walker County real estate market here in a little bit. Also, you do a Wednesday sneak a peek, and on the show, when you come on, I want to show some great things that you were working on. But before we do that, what jewelry you got for us today? These are my favorite segments with you.
This right here is a necklace, and what it is that this is ocean glass.
Oh, wow.
Remember when I went to Antigua for a week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never even heard of ocean glass before. And the person I was with showed it to me, and so I went up and down the beach and picked some up, and then I took this over to Diane Leggett, to her jewelry store, and I said, just make me something, and this is what.
That's beautiful.
That is
so what
beautiful.
is it? Is it like broken glass?
It's broken glass that people have, put out in the ocean. Maybe they were out on the boat and broke a glass, whatever. And then after the ocean, it's been in the ocean for a long time, whatever period, and it's gotten soft and rounded edges and all that stuff. What I don't know is how long it has to be in the ocean before it's considered ocean glass.
If you need some salt, you just squeeze it real hard. I'm just kidding. It's beautiful, though.
Yeah,
it really is.
No, I like it. That is cool.
Seen that before. So that, and then this bracelet here.
Okay.
My son went to Africa with a buddy of his that lives here in Huntsville, Dr. Montgomery. And this is from a tribe where they support women there, and they make, out of glass, they make these little beads. And he brought that back to me.
I always love this part of the show.
So what I was going to tell you is, if there's any of your listeners out there that want to give me jewelry, then I'll be glad to feature it on the show.
Yeah, she'll even mention you. So
yes, I will. Yeah.
Maybe you're in the jewelry making business.
Yeah, Elliot.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you should take that to Elliot. He can put diamond studs in every one of those glass beads, and you can have a studded diamond bracelet.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Terri, there's been some great things going on. You also just got back from a little bit of a trip, and I told the viewers earlier that we were going to discuss some changes that you saw.
Changes,
What did
yes.
you see?
I had never, ever seen the change of leaves before. Max,
But you're talking about a special place, though. Where was this at?
Yes. Well, we went on a venture. We flew to Portland, Maine, got a car. We spent about 3 days going up and down the coast of Maine, drove over to New Hampshire, then to Vermont, worked our way down to Pennsylvania, where my cousin lives. We stayed 3 days in Pennsylvania. And what was really cool was her husband is the CEO of a helicopter company that flies the rich and famous around. Mm-hmm. So we got to pretend like we were the rich and famous.
Did you have that voice? The lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Exactly. And so he flew us to New York, and we got pictures right up close to the Statue of Liberty. He flew us around. Did all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Stayed a couple of days there, and then we worked our way down to North Carolina, where Cody, our youngest son, was running a half Ironman. And so we stayed there a few days and then came home. So we were gone 20 days.
Wow.
On this trip.
Didn't seem like it, though, did it? When you got back, did it feel like you were gone 20 days?
Well, not necessarily 20 days, but it felt like I'd been gone a while. And then we were only home about 4 days, and then this past weekend we went to Indiana for the weekend. So
she is a go-getter.
So I'm thinking that my travel now has come to an end for a while.
For a while.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you back in Huntsville. Missed you, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Walker County missed you because there's a lot of things going on in Walker County, and I wanted to highlight today. We'll get to a featured listing that you've got here in a few moments, but Walker County is such a pristine location to move to buy a home. I wanted to ask you this morning, we're going to have it up on the website a little bit later today, but there's several reasons why Walker County is so attractive. Let us know about a few of those today.
Well, there's several. Huntsville's just moving north, and it's a much easier access to get to us now. It's not that big of a deal like you were talking about, traveling 10 minutes here or there, easy access. The friendliness of this community, the atmosphere that, let me help my neighbor, but yet we're still hometown, but we're growing. That same attitude.
Let me borrow a cup of sugar attitude.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me borrow a cup of sugar. Highway I-14 will be coming in a few years. So it is just growing. Our population is growing. It's almost up to 50,000. And so it's just a nice community to be in. Also, Sam Houston is predicting 30,000 more enrollment by 2030. So there's a lot going. This really right now is the time to be investing in Huntsville.
One of the things
Walker
too,
County.
there's so many properties right now that are on the market, but also a lot of buyers are out there. And growth, you've talked to, prices it seemed like have finally stabilized a little bit. Mortgage rates have remained steady over the last year, around 6 to 7%. One other big reason is the property taxes here are not too bad compared to the rest of the state.
Exactly. We have lower property taxes than what, say, Montgomery right up the road is. So that brings a lot of people. And then when you live in an area that has less population, typically your auto insurance is less expensive than if you were living in one of the more populated counties, things like that. So there's a lot here.
I got to give a shout out this morning, by the way. A deer hit my truck. By the way, don't ever say you hit the deer.
Yeah.
Because the deer hit me. I've got it on video. Split second, boom. Jacked up my truck. I thought it was like a $500 grill and I'd be done. Well, it wasn't. And my buddy Nelson and I over at Nelson and I's Collision Center, man, I was in and out of there. They got that thing ready to go again. So I wanted to give him a shout out this morning. And that, again, is the hometown feel. That, if you live in a big city, yeah, there may be some mom and pops around, but they're going to be so busy and going nuts that maybe you don't get that mom and pop feel. When I went in over there, it's friendly service. What do you need? I was in, I was out. 9 days later, I get my truck back. That's the type of services that you get here in our community.
Well, and I need to give a shout out to Nelson as well. He has helped me out many times.
Many deer hit you?
Well, one, but just some negligence of little fender bumpers here and there. And I call him and he just says, bring it on in. And there's been a couple that he got done for me and I was able to get back home and no one ever knew that I had a little fender bender. So,
perfect.
So
Max,
hopefully Max isn't watching this morning.
Yeah, Max, nothing happened.
That's right. So yes, Nelson is great.
That reminds me of a story. I just have to say this real quick. Then I want to show this featured listing you have. But one night in Georgetown, I was eating in a place that's no longer there, and a friend of mine, an older gentleman who taught me a lot, he came in. He had scratches all over him and all that. I said, man, what happened? This isn't funny, but it kind of is because he was trying to keep it from his wife. He has a small little Cessna aircraft and all that. And he goes, man, I crashed the airplane a while ago. And I'm like, what do you mean you crashed your? He's like, the engine went out and I had to land it in a field somewhere. And, man, that thing flipped over. And he's like, that's what all these cuts are from. And I was like, well, why are you here? And he's like, I don't want to go home. I don't want my wife to know. So the guy crashed his plane, and he was up there trying to avoid his wife. So, Max, don't worry. The cars are fine.
That's right. They are now, thanks to Nelson.
Well, there's some really incredible properties that you've got currently, and one of them that I wanted to show is a very historic, nice place here in Huntsville. We'll pop this up on the screen. But tell us a little bit about this. I'm going to go ahead and just – there's no audio to it, by the way, Terry, so I'll let you kind of narrate it. But here's what we're looking at right now.
So this is the Woodall home. If you don't know who the Woodalls are, they were very well-to-do and well-known in the Huntsville area. They owned the Huntsville Item for many years. This is their original home. It's on 15th Street. And a local businessman bought this home and completely redid it. And as you can see the pictures, he did a great job, a beautiful job. And not only is this, are you getting a historic home, when you purchase this one. But there's also 2 apartments back behind this home and that are income producing. 2 very nice efficiency studio apartments that are currently leased out right now. So you can get an income producing property as well as a historic property on this.
Wow.
If you want one or the other and not the both package, then we can separate that and sell them individually as well.
So altogether, it's under 500, right? For the
That's
entire.
right.
The,
$489 altogether, income producing, already leased.
wow. I'm sitting here thinking, and I don't want to misspeak, but I think there's some talk about some of these home-based businesses that's not going to be a thing anymore down the road. That there's some that there's some things working right now for you can't really run a business out of your house like where people come to. Because right now I think you can. I don't think
Right now you can. That's 7 bedrooms, 4 baths.
So I'm sitting here thinking, man, like that looked like a good little Hello Huntsville house,
Yes.
Maybe I can get in there early and get grandfathered before things change down the road. So that's pretty nice. So again, more information about this. It's Terri Coleman. She does such a wonderful job with real estate, and I'll have her web address up on the screen in just a few moments. But an incredible property, and you talked about
It's beautiful.
Income.
It is
7 bedrooms in that bed. It's almost 3,000 square feet. Does that include everything, like the apartments and all that?
Yes, $489,000. That's the house. That's 7 bedrooms, 4 baths, and that is also 2 studio apartments back behind this home. That includes everything. If you're only interested in the apartments, then talk to us, and we'll sell just the apartments to you.
I'd like to get that and just have a little getaway house. When Bridget tells me to get out of the house, I got a little.
That's your dog house?
That's my little dog house.
Make that your man cave.
My man cave across town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you the previous owners of that property had intended to rent those 7 bedrooms, to rent those out to college students individually, plus having the 2 apartments. And then she decided not to move forward with it. And so that would be another idea. And with Sam Houston growing, that's an idea for it. Or just make it your residential home and have 7 beautiful bedrooms.
Yeah, I love it. Well, again, Terri is our real estate expert. More information online on her website at myrealtorterri.com. Again, myrealtorterri.com. Terri, I always love having you on and just chatting with you. You became such a tremendous friend, not just to us, but to this community.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll ask you this. What's kind of in your pipeline? What have you been working on? What are some things? I know you've got the properties, but what else are you working on?
Well, I own an Airbnb in New Waverly.
I like that.
And so it's called the Coleman Cottage in the Country, and it's on an acre. And so I am wanting to put another piece of property on there because Huntsville's growing. The athletic department here in Huntsville is growing. The teams are doing great. We have a lot of people from outside the community just to come up and watch games, things like that. So that's in the near future. I'd like to have another Airbnb there in New Waverly.
I'm showing some of this if it's okay.
Sure.
Man, this thing is beautiful.
Oh, I've been to her Airbnb.
This is it right here, right, Terri?
Fabulous.
Yep.
Man.
Coleman Cottage in the Country.
Well, now I can just rent a little getaway doghouse for the weekend.
That's
You
right.
can.
Bridget and I need to go stay here.
It is beautiful.
I'll let you stay there for free.
Wow. Bridget, wow. We can go, and then we'll promote it. We'll do
That's
some
right.
videos.
That's
yeah.
right.
Boy, this is absolutely, and this is out in where at New Waverly is
New
this?
Waverly on 1374.
Goodness gracious, Terri, this is
Yep,
beautiful.
2 bedroom, 2 bath, sleep 6.
You got a little grill out there. Mm-hmm. Beautiful property. Look at that all lit up at night.
So
Terri,
that's in my near
nice.
future is I want to have another.
I wanted to ask you, how is kind of the Airbnb market around here? Has it been pretty busy? What do you see from that?
Well, of course, every month's different, but I'll tell you, in the month of October, that place was leased 20 days out of the month.
Wow.
So it does quite well. November, so far, I don't have that many bookings, so, get your bookings in. But I lease a lot to people in Texas Grand Ranch who have people coming in for the weekend, things like that. But that they don't necessarily want them to be at their home, or they want them to
get out of my house.
Yeah, so it's close enough to Texas Grand Ranch and stuff like that. So I do well. I do well with that, and again, well enough to want to do
Keep it
another
going.
one.
Yeah, I love that. Well, that's good. And I brought that up because, again, here you go. Maybe you're looking for a piece of property that you want to turn into something like that. Talk to Terri Coleman. She's doing well. And this is what I love about Terri. She's not only talking the talk, but she's walking the walk. If she goes, hey, this will be a great Airbnb, here's someone who has their own Airbnb. It's been successful for her. She knows what she's doing. She's not going to lead you down the wrong path and tell you, hey, this ain't going to work. If something she feels is going to work, more than likely it's going to work. So, well, Terri, thanks so much. Is there anything else on your mind before we let you skedaddle today? Did you get your voting in? Did you early vote?
We early voted. We got our voting in. We went down to the storm shelter and voted and got it done. So, and I encourage everyone, go vote. Go vote your heart.
I was talking to somebody, it's weird that we still, even now, and with everything going on politically, that I still talk to people who said my vote don't matter. And I go back, what, for me, the moment that I really knew the vote mattered was when George Bush beat Al Gore. That was like a defining moment for me to say your vote does matter. I was talking to somebody yesterday, goes, it doesn't matter because the Electoral College determines who's the president. I said the Electoral College sides with the votes of the state.
Yes.
Exactly.
And there's only been 2 faithless electors in the history of the Electoral College. I mean, the people that do that, they know pretty darn well that they better go with the popular vote of their state. And I won't go into a deep discussion about this because somebody was saying, well, we ought to just go with the popular vote only and get rid of the Electoral College. My argument to that is that would allow one centralized, heavy populated area to determine the rest of the country.
Right.
And I'm not a believer in a full on popular vote because of that exact reason. Before I started studying, I took some classes. I'm taking classes online right now at Oral Roberts University. First class happened to be a government class. Going into that class, I would have never thought like that. I thought, man, it should always be the popular vote. And even though that the popular vote, my candidate hadn't been the choice, the past couple of times, but one of them ended up being the president based on that. But I started thinking about it, that it's not fair that one heavily populated area that's a whole different culture would control the rest of the country. And that's why we have the Electoral College. Boy, our forefathers really thought this through, didn't they?
They did. I'm telling you, those were some smart guys.
Like, I would have no idea how
they
to
had a lot of a lot of wisdom there to have that foresight to do and set up this country the way it was set up.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, we could take the democracy of the way our American governments ran and go put it on another planet. And if it ran the same way, it'd still be America. And I was like, I never thought of it that way, just the way it's structured. So so get out, vote, and be supportive. And also, when it comes to real estate, think of Terri Coleman first. She is your next door agent. She does such a wonderful job, and there's a reason that she is our real estate expert. And she's been with us for well over a year now here, and we're going to continue to promote all the great things that she is doing in our community. So thank you, Terri.
Dear.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And by the way, lovely dress today.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
It's just there was some, it was rainy outside, and Terri just comes walking in, and Jason and I both said, well, that's a lovely dress. And the sunshine just poured into the studio this morning. So. All right, well, that'll wrap it up with our real estate expert. Hey, Cafe Texan gift card. You want to go to Cafe Texan,
I
Terri?
do. I love Cafe Texan.
Well, you have a chance, just like anyone else.
Chicken fried steak. I did Cafe Texan as a Wednesday sneak a peek.
You did. That's right. And Rick's Bacon is over there. It's not officially on the menu, but if you want bacon, you ask for Rick's Bacon.
Rick's Bacon, okay.
Rick's Bacon.
Boy, I'm about to go get Rick's Bacon. Yeah. All you got to do is text in this morning. The keyword is RAIN, RAIN, on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, that number is 936-339-0139. As always, our Tactical Tuesdays brought to you by our friends at Guardian Defense for all things personal safety for you, your family, and your loved ones. Be sure to go to Guardian Defense. You can find out more information on their website at guardiandefensellc.com. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue on this journey. Thanks for writing this story on a Tuesday with us here on Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us, please.
I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
This harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Welcome back at it. Welcome back. Welcome back at it.
Welcome back.
Boom, tough acting, tenactin. You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Boom, tough acting, tenactin.
I remember that commercial.
That stuff's still around.
Yeah.
You only have to use half now.
Yeah. Only had to use half as much.
Yeah, only half as much now.
Yeah.
Tough acting, tenactin.
That's
You know who
it.
did that? It was John Madden was the spokesperson. And you just think about John Madden, how big of a guy he was. Poor old John Madden, God rest his soul, but man, I bet he had some smelly feet.
He might have. I don't know. Don't know.
I don't know if I'd want to be a spokesman for an athlete's foot commercial.
Hey, it's all about the money, brother. That's what it is.
I was listening to, I was watching the news yesterday, and this is about the only time of the year that I really get engaged with the news because I like to know what's going on, get to, and see different viewpoints and all that. And I heard this voice on this medical commercial, and it was like, it was one of those natural supplements, and, I'll just say, let's just call it like, I don't know, flower pill. Okay, that's not what it was.
A flower pill?
I don't know what it was, but we'll call it veggie pill. Okay,
the veggie pill.
The voice goes, "Veggie pill, the #1 selling supplement at Walmart." And I heard the voice, and I was like, you know what? I guarantee that's my buddy Jeff Lawrence. And so I listened to it like 4 or 5 times, and it was Jeff Lawrence who he used to do voiceover work for us at North Dakota State, but he does it for all of the big Power 5 colleges. And he even did it for me for New Waverly last year. I asked him to do it this year, and he goes, man, I'd love to, but I'm just so busy.
Right.
Well, no wonder he's doing Veggie Pill commercials.
Veggie Pill.
I heard it. It was a national news.
Yeah, that's
national
cool,
news
though.
channel. I was like, wow, Jeff is on the guy's voice is gold, by the way.
That's awesome.
It's just, this is Jeff Lawrence. I don't know. I can't even emulate it. The guy's voice is unbelievable. And somebody once said, man, you got a good voice for this kind of stuff. I said, no, I don't. I said, Cooter had the best voice. Guys like Jeff have a great voice. Those are the voices. There was another guy that they called him the golden voice. His name was Ted. He was a homeless guy. Did you ever see this guy?
Yeah.
And Ted had
Yeah, I remember he was like a little internet sensation there for a little bit.
that dude's voice. Let me show you this real quick, because if you've never seen this, Ted Golden voice. I got to find this now because we're talking about it. And let me see if we can.
Because somebody just like found him on the street just by chance. And
it was just some random person here. Let me see if I can find this, Jason.
See if you can find it.
Once again, the platform, it likes to change stuff.
Right.
Let me see if I can find. I hope this will come.
Change freeway exit ramps.
Because I've got
Recently,
it actually.
There's been this guy with an interesting sign at I-71 and Hudson Street. His handwritten sign says he has the God-given gift of a great voice.
I'm hoping it will, Jason.
Hey, I'm going to make you work for your dollar. Say something with that great radio voice.
When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9.
Can you believe that?
Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.
That's
and we'll
cool.
be back with more right after these words.
I mean, that guy's, I don't even know if folks could hear that, but that guy's
And don't forget,
voice
tomorrow
just-
morning is your chance to win a pair of tickets to see this man live in concert.
And that guy ended up getting a job with Kraft, like mayonnaise and macaroni and cheese. Mm-hmm. The Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
The story for him, and maybe this is some inspiration this morning. The story for maybe you're at that point. I'm going to be honest. Maybe you feel like Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're without a place to live. Being homeless doesn't necessarily mean that you're on the street, by the way.
No.
I always thought of that. You see that stereotypical Ted that we just saw. You see that stereotypical image of someone out there that's wearing a torn up jacket, some scraggly pants, maybe some beat up shoes, long hair, long beard, right? That's what you think of. That's not necessarily always the image of homelessness. Homelessness can mean somebody there's a lot of children that are homeless. There's a lot of kids in high school that are homeless. Don't have a house. They couch surf.
Right.
But maybe here's the inspiration. Just like Ted, someone discovered Ted, and he, got out of that situation. And I want to encourage you today that always be mindful for one, as us that do have a place to live, be mindful of those around us. And think about the opportunity that you can have to change somebody's life.
Right.
Jason, this news reporter just shot a video and it went viral. It changed Ted's life.
Right.
We don't have to go to that extreme, but just going up and hugging somebody.
And it may not be that. It may be, just like you said, hugging someone. Offering them words of encouragement. It's you'd be surprised.
You never know what that little
It's
act
like
is
Miss
gonna
Molly
do.
sending my wife that beautiful card in the mail the other day.
Oh, she sent you. That's okay.
Yeah, she did.
That's what Molly does. Molly here at first, she thinks of everybody,
and it lit up her whole week.
Molly never forgets anybody.
No.
So we love Molly over here. She does such a wonderful job. All right. Well, here in just a few moments, we are going to head. The randomizer has selected. We are going to head over to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line here in just a few moments. But before we do that,
oh heck, I know who you're calling.
It's probably It's the randomizer has selected. I think I know who it is too.
I know.
There's
who
no
it
name.
is.
They didn't put in their name though.
I don't even know if she'll answer.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's one answer right there. If she doesn't, then she don't get the. She or he does not get.
She better answer.
They don't get the Cafe Texan today. Boy, I'm telling you what, Jason. Today's been like technology nightmare all over the place. Our. I'm not even joking. Our platform had changed. Google changed.
Yeah.
And now the service that I use to pull radio data from has decided that they're going to change something. I guess it's something to do with election day. Everybody just decided today's gonna change.
You know what it is?
What is
it's
it?
the day of change.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I mean seriously. All these companies are technology and stuff like that. They're all changing. Maybe today's the day of change.
Well, want to remind you about this. In 1875, Susan B. Anthony was fined $100 for attempting to vote in the presidential election for Ulysses S. Grant. You know what her punishment was?
No.
Put her face on a dollar coin no one liked.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's where it happened.
No, I don't either.
Oh, goodness. Legendary Cowboy star. How about Roy Rogers, born all the way back in 1911? Were you a Roy Rogers fan?
Never watched Roy a whole lot.
Oh, Roy. How about 100 films? He starred in 87 of those. Had his own NBC TV series for 6 years from 51 to 57.
That was a minute before I was around.
He was the only man voted in the Country Music Hall of Fame twice. He was elected in 1980 as a member of the original Sons of the Pioneers and in 1988 as an individual artist.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty legit.
That's cool.
The first movie he appeared in was Way Up Thar.
Way Up Thar.
Way Up Thar. 1935.
1935.
That's what it was called, Way Up Thar.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Billy, you going way up there today?
Mm-hmm.
Through the 40s and 50s, Roy Rogers, the number one Western star at the box office for 12 straight years.
That's amazing.
12 straight years. At one time, Roy Rogers was second only to Walt Disney in souvenir sales. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
His estate back then valued at over $100 million. That's got to be in the billions today, by the way.
Yeah, if it's still all together.
It was while making the 1944 film The Cowboy and the Señorita that Roy first met Dale Evans. They would marry 3 years later, 14 months after the death of Roy's first wife, Arlene.
Mm-hmm.
He was not allowed to kiss his wife in the movies.
Really?
Could not kiss Miss Dale, was not allowed to. His horse, Trigger, appeared in all the films and TV shows that he starred in.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That thing lived a long time.
Well, horses have a very, a significant lifespan.
Trigger died at 33.
Yeah.
33. Roy had him stuffed and put in Roy and Dale's museum. I wonder if that's still there.
It
if
probably
old Trigger's
is
still there to this day.
I bet it is.
Had him stuffed. He died at 86 in 1998. Dale passed in 2001 at 88. Roy and Dale appeared in 35 movies together. Pretty cool history there. A couple other things. 1955, 22 years after being developed, the first stereo broadcast was heard.
Really?
If only they had two speakers back then. Stereo requires two speakers.
Right.
And back in the day, here's a cool little fun fact. Back in the day, I think it's illegal to do this now, but back in the day, FCC would probably block this now, Federal Communications Commission. But back in the day, you know how you have the left and the right on your radio or in your truck. If you move the radio to the left, it's only out of the speakers on the left. Well, back in the day, radio stations got smart, and so they could broadcast two games at once, like high school football games. They would put one game on the left channel audio, and they would broadcast the other game on the right channel audio. So if you had it balanced in between, it just sounded like gibberish.
Mm-hmm.
But if you moved it over to the left channel, you could pick up one game, the right channel the other. Isn't that pretty smart?
That's pretty smart.
So kind of cool there, a little bit of history. Today, National Love Your Red Hair Day. Do you have any red? Are you a little red-haired?
Yeah, I used to be.
Red hair? So
Yeah.
It's got a little white these days?
Got a little white.
Do you love your red hair?
Sure, why not?
Well, it's your day today, Jason.
It's my day.
It's National Love Your Red Hair Today. It's also National Donut Day. It's kind of funny, too, because we're going through this. They don't even mention today's Election Day.
No.
So today, of course, Election Day. Odell Beckham Jr., Dolphins wide receiver, 32 years old today. Out of that, I really don't know any of it. Well, Art Garfunkel, he's 83 today.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a cool last name, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Garfunkel.
Yep.
Chris Jenner, 69 today. So far, she's keeping up. So 69 years old today, Chris Jenner. That's crazy to think about how old people are getting, man.
Right.
And then Art Garfunkel said 83. That's just crazy. A couple of things you need to know.
What do we need to know?
It's just stuff that I don't even want to read.
Well, then don't read it.
Yeah, I don't really enjoy this. Federal Reserve meeting today expected to cut interest rates, most likely by 1/4 point. Those always help. We mentioned TGI Fridays. They have officially filed for bankruptcy now. We don't have to worry. They don't have one around here. Outside of that, there's really nothing. I'm a big Spurs fan. Our coach, Greg Popovich, legendary Hall of Fame coach, he is now out indefinitely.
Really?
The latest reports are that he had a medical situation happen to him over the weekend, out indefinitely, but people close to him said that he's okay. He just needs rest. The guy's 75 years old, and he's still coaching in the NBA, man. Did you know that Jack is the first name that is most common in male name character movies? Jack of all trades. 2 out of 5 women say a date ordering dinner for them is their biggest pet peeve on the date.
Really?
2 out of I don't have to worry about that anymore. Bridget and I I'm not going out. I'm dating my wife.
Yeah.
The average person can recite 7 recipes. I can recite 0. Can you recite 7 probably?
No.
Yeah, I can't either. Today's impossible question. Gala, Fuji, Honeycrisp, and Macintosh are popular varieties of what fruit?
That's easy.
Popular fruit. What if I just said Gala and Fuji?
Oh, I knew.
You knew that what that is?
I know exactly what that is.
What if I just said Gala is a variety of what fruit?
Yeah.
What if I just said Fuji?
Yeah.
Really, you would know this.
Yeah.
If it was just one of those words. Honeycrisp, you would know?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Macintosh is easy. That's an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, that's the impossible question.
It's
Gala,
not
Fuji,
impossible,
Honeycrisp,
man.
Macintosh, popular.
If this little redneck, Huntsville educated person knows what that is, everybody should be able to get it.
All right, well, let's head over.
See, look, it's already on there.
They already know. Let's head over to the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line and see if our winner today knows what it is. You think
see if they answer. They better be answering.
Yeah, because this may affect you, I believe.
It would.
They're not going to answer. Why are they going to text in and not answer?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they're going to get a voicemail.
They
ain't going to win, though, but they're going to get a voicemail.
Hello?
Yeah, who's that? Who's that? This is the tax assessor collector here in California. How are you doing? Listen,
excuse me?
This is tax assessor collector here in California. Listen, I need to talk to you real quick. That morning show there at that Huntsville, with your, I think there's a boy on there.
You know what? You're a knucklehead.
Listen, there's a boy on there that called us, said he's your son, says that you owed some taxes back here in California, and we need you to come pay for them, okay? Because we gotta pay for all this stuff here in California. We need your tax money, okay? So I need you to pay up. We need 13.
You guys are killing me.
We need $1,300.
We don't owe no money in California. I left my heart there, but no.
Well, listen, ma'am. You got to pay to leave your heart in California too. So.
It's only on one place in San Francisco, but it's all a hoopy place now. So I don't know. What can I tell you?
And you can tell I'm not from California because I ain't got the accent. I moved from Texas to California. I did the opposite. Okay.
You guys are too funny. You're cracking me up.
I said, ma'am, I want to pay ridiculous amounts of money for everything. And so I packed up and left Texas, and I went to California. And I love paying 20 times what I used to pay. It's just great.
I know. $5 for a loaf of bread, old boy.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you what, I just paid $38 for a dozen eggs, and those are the best eggs. They're golden eggs.
Just because they dip them in golden paint doesn't make them golden eggs.
Did that come from a golden goose out there or whatever? No, that was a Newsom golden egg. That's what that was.
Well,
my brother calls him Governor Nuisance.
Well,
anyway,
listen, Mama Pat, we got those from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Okay. I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Gala, Fuji, Honeycrisp, and Macintosh. They're popular varieties of what?
Apples.
There you go.
See, I told you it was easy. They call that the impossible question. It wasn't even good.
If you would have said Gala and Fuji, I would have had no idea.
Really?
I'd never heard of a Fuji apple.
Yeah, well, you don't go grocery shopping then.
What's a Fuji apple, Mama Pat? What is that?
It's something that was made on Mount Fujiyama, I guess. I don't know. It's a pretty good apple, though. I can tell you that. It's a good one. Have you ever heard of a jazz apple?
I have not. Does it start making music after you eat it?
Yeah, but we don't want to discuss that, okay?
It's bad apples is what it was there, Miss Pat. Bad apples, and I need $13 to pay for my sheepskin seat covers. All right.
You are so too much, guys. I'm telling you.
Well, guess what?
I've so enjoyed this morning show. I really have.
Well, your son's going to come back with he's going to come back with about $2 left on a $25 Cafe Texan gift card. All right.
Oh my God! You know I've not been there. I've never been there, so I'm really.
You have a gift card.
I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
You got a gift card, Mama Pat, and the randomizer did pick your name. You didn't even text in your name, so I had no idea who it was. You didn't follow directions, but you texted.
Oh well, I thank you so much. I appreciate it because seriously, I have never been there, and I've always wanted to go. So. Thank you. And you guys have a great day, really.
Wait. We got one last. I got two questions for you. I'm going to ask the first question. Mama Pat, what do you love most about Jason?
He's one in a million.
He's ornery.
Well, you know what? That kid never gave me any trouble growing up, and he still doesn't give me any trouble now that he is grown up. So, it's kind of nice to go through life when you got kids that are good kids and they don't give you any problems, and I just love him to death.
What did you get?
I just do.
What did you get him for National Love Your Red Hair Day?
There's some red hair.
I gave him a haircut.
Yeah.
Jason, you got the final question, man.
So what are you most thankful for today?
I'm thankful that we don't have to listen to those crappy things that are on TV about the political stuff. I want to remark to you guys that I think really, Bubba, you brought up a very good point. On September 12th, 2001, that was probably the most united United States of America has ever been.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry that we can't. I hope we can get there again, but I hope it doesn't take a disaster to do that.
Yes.
So
yeah, we agree. Well, Mama Pat, we love you, and we're glad you're here, all the way from Serious Freedom, Goodyear, Arizona. Thank you for coming.
Oh my God, I love you guys. Hang in there.
Yep, we will. We'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, honey. Bye.
Bye.
I had no idea that was your mom, Jason.
Oh man, when I saw the phone number, I'm like, oh, I know that phone number.
What's her last name? I want to add
Thompson.
her. Okay, I'm gonna add her. Yeah, I'm gonna add her in here. So next time she texts, I can just ignore it and go to the next person. No, I'm just
come on, man.
Congratulations, Mama Thompson. You are the winner today. $25 coming your way. Jason, that'll just about do it, man. A lot of fun today on the show. We've had a blast.
Great morning, man. It's really uplifting.
A lot of people
made my
joined
day,
us.
man.
I do want to give a couple of shout-outs here this morning. Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel saying hello to us. Good morning to you, Steph. How about our friend Ellen Duke all the way in Trinity, Texas? I love Trinity, Texas.
Nothing wrong with Trinity.
Love Trinity. Good people there. Ellen Duke, thank you as always for joining us. Phyllis Dillard, good morning to you. Miss Sweet Phyllis. How about Karen Denman? Remember to vote if you haven't already. Our friend Bridget Maloney is on this morning. Good morning to you. Hey, my sweetheart, Bridget, is on this morning too.
Really?
My sweetheart's joining us. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning, Miss Bridget.
And CC is joining us as well on the YouTube channel, so thank you for joining us. Many other people, too, are joining us through the Huntsville, Texas News and Events group. We can't ever see those comments on the other screen, but I know Quentin Glaze, our number one engager, Jamie Saucier. How about Jennifer Beckley with us today, Autumn Wheaton, Patricia Thompson, your mama, Debbie Griggs joining us, Darlene Jackson on with us, Jennifer Augustinetti saying it's a terrific Tuesday. Love you, Jennifer. Good to see you. Tammy joining us, the Horn family, Carolyn Gibson, Carolyn Clark, Molly James on with us today. Molly James here with us joining us today. Bill Doggett, good morning to you, saying good morning, gang. Deep Clean, Texas, Sky Carlton, my sister, Rebecca Schaefer, Kyle Kreiner. Man, I'm trying to get to all these. Autumn, by the way, said wine sap apples are the best, are very crisp and good for pies. My daughter likes Empires. My favorite is Macintosh. Wine sap. What is that, like some wine gotten some syrup?
I have no idea.
Some wine. It's like an apple dipped in
must
wine
be,
and syrup.
It must be something that's really sweet. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like something from East Texas. Boy, you ever tried that new syrup wine? Boy, it's good.
No. It was like the other night they had cake for dessert. I hadn't had anything sweet in a while, and everybody said, oh, it's not real sweet. So I cut myself a slice of it.
And
oh, my God. I couldn't even eat it.
Good, man. I'm glad.
No, I mean, seriously, I was just like, if this isn't sweet, I don't know what is. It was just one bite, I was done. No.
Well, good. You need to stay away from them sweets, Jason.
I know.
All right. Hey, that'll wrap it up here. Tara Burnett from Hart's Veterans Museum joining us tomorrow. Hey, by the way, Veterans Day's coming up right around the corner, right?
It is.
So on Monday, I believe. So we're going to have Tara come on tomorrow. She'll join us with Rick and Kay. Mary Ann Bisick are joining us on Thursday. And then on Friday, we'll have Lindsey Hall and Zach Wilson. The Zach Wilson Band. That'd be cool. That's a Christian artist. I don't think it's that Zach Wilson.
Probably not.
It'll be Lindsey Hall and Zach. They are from Summer Lane Coffee. So just as cool.
Just as cool.
So we're looking forward to having them. Hey, that'll wrap it up. We want to remind you, get out and vote. Jason, appreciate you. Guardian Defense for all things personal safety. What do y'all got going on real quick before we go?
Just trying to get the new classroom up and going. We helped a lot of people this weekend and past couple weeks, make sure their deer rifles were ready for rifle season. So
perfect. Well, there he is, Jason Thompson. For all things personal safety, visit him online at guardiandefensellc.com. That'll wrap it up here on a Tactical Tuesday. As I remind you all the time, friends, please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. And for one final time, for Jason Thompson, I'm Rob Pipp. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We will be back at it bright and early tomorrow at
7:30.
7:30. We'll end with that song I played earlier. Until then, so long. See you, Jason.
See ya.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We have used it in order to shorten the agony of war, in order to save the lives of thousands and thousands of young Americans.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
At times, history and fate meet at a single time, in a single place, to shape a turning point in man's unending search for freedom.
I have never been a quitter.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
We know what works. Freedom works. We know what's right. Freedom is right. We know how to secure a more just and prosperous life for man on earth.
Let us let our own children know that we will stand against the forces of fear. When there is talk of hatred, let us stand up and talk against it.
I can hear you.